Mark, that would have been a very surprising result after 45 minutes.
Yeah, I thought we were excellent for 44. Switched off for the goal. Brownie made a great save when the lad got the better of Keith. Made a great save, and we've not quite recovered from it. And we've not track runners. We've not followed people. It's caught us on a bad goal to concede at the wrong time. And then second half, the game was just changed in 5 minutes. I'm not one for criticising officials and stuff like that. We thought there were neither with the free kicks, and we thought there was a massive free kick from their second goal. Stevie's been manhandled in the box, and they've gone on and scored. The lads at the post. But that said, we've got to be better. We've got to be stronger. And the third one's taking the game not away from us, but to somewhere where we didn't want to be chasing. We still created plenty of chances, but we didn't play with the same fluidity that we played in the first half.
Were you disappointed in the response to the goals?
Of course I was. I'd be mad not to. We have to be better than that. Their two front lads have worked and caused us problems, but I expect my back four to be stronger and better at dealing with set pieces than we were today.
And then after the two goals had gone, and clearly the game's changed, but there wasn't a huge amount created for that last 35 minutes.
Still 5 or 6 decent efforts at goal. One or two players didn't do as well as we'd have wanted, but I thought we did all right. I think we were trying to change it. We've got somewhere near the best team on the pitch. I think it didn't go for us. We didn't move them around like we did with the first half, and credit to them for that. But we can't. If we're going to be successful, we can't be conceding set pieces like we did today.
On the positive side, the first 40 minutes was excellent.
Yeah, that's how we want to play. But when you play like that, you've got to make sure that you keep it tight at the back, and we did that. And then we switched off at a vital time. You have to be very professional if you're going to win games in this league. They're a good side. We switched off, and it cost us, unfortunately. And then second half, like I say, we're disappointed with the goals, but we thought there were infringements in both, particularly the first one.
You're coming out here most games, and you're saying you're disappointed in the goals. So the goals that have been conceded this season perhaps are disappointing.
Yeah, of course it is. And, we've had a good week on the training ground, but unfortunately it counts for nothing on Saturday. So we've got a game to put it right on Tuesday. I'm not going to beat them up too much. We're all not happy with the start that we've made. 3 points today we'd have all been saying, well, what a decent start. But reality is we haven't won. The reality is we've conceded 3 goals at home again. It's up to me to put that right, and I will do.
You were that Alan Bennett and Chris Sabosky today. What are the likelihood of playing?
Benno played in a youth game today, an in-house game between the 18s. We got a good hour into him, so he'll be somewhere around it for Tuesday. And Chris Sabosky was reported in sick this morning. He had something last night, and he's been up all night being sick, and we tried to get him in, but it weren't the right thing to do.
So, I appreciate you talking 10 minutes after the game, but do you think he'd change it for Tuesday night?
I'll pick the best team I think's available. We'll get on the training ground, and again Monday we'll do everything properly now. We'll be better on Monday. We've got to put in a 90-minute performance like the first 45, and if we do that, we'll be all right. But I don't get 2 up when we win. I don't get 2 down when we lose. Lots of positives, but again, plenty to improve.
Mark, what do you think is the key to responding here? Because at Wycombe you responded so well to going behind early, but both times you conceded here, you seem to have really rocked the players, hasn't it? A little.
Yeah, I thought there were legitimate claims for the second, and their second goal was, from where I was a clear foul. I think that's affected the lads, but it shouldn't and it can't. And we knew they were strong at set pieces. We knew they were good in the air. We knew the delivery was good, and we knew they'd got strong players to attack the ball. Unfortunately, we didn't deal with them like we did in the first half.
Yeah. Do you think Alan Bennett will make a difference when he comes back with his? Obviously, he was a good leader last season, wasn't he?
Sorry?
Alan Bennett, I think he'll make a difference with the leadership.
I can't pick him if he's not fit, so you know, as soon as he's fit, then obviously he comes into the reckoning.
Yeah. So do you think he has got a chance for Tuesday?
We'll assess it tomorrow and see how he reacts from today's practice match, and we'll see from there. But he's I can't remember the last time we played. Was it MK Dons? A month ago. So we'll have to look. We're not going to make any rush, panic decisions. If he's fit, then he's in consideration. But we'll see.
Yeah, we're a bit disappointed not to have scored more than one before their goal.
Yeah, I thought we had a couple of good chances that we could have done better with. But like I say, if you're going to, we knocked it about really well. We had good movement. We looked sharp. We looked strong. We looked bright. As I said, the first goal at the wrong is a poor time for it to go in the back of the net against you. And then obviously second half, 2 goals in 2 minutes has made it extremely difficult for us.
You can see the fans were getting obviously frustrated with the referee because decisions weren't going your way. But do you think sometimes the players have just got to, even though they can?
Yeah, of course they have. Of course they have. But it was rather frustrating today.
Yeah.
I like to think I'm an honest, when manager who sees things as they are, and I thought I was as disappointed with some of his decisions as the fans were. But then they got a corner, and our bench are up for it. We had a corner come in. Keith Lowe's headed it. Our lads are up for another corner, and it clearly come off their lads' head. And come off Keith's head, and it was a goal kick. But there was one exactly the same of the 2 same players in our box a minute later. And listen, the game was already gone by then. We conceded two poor goals on our part, and we lost the game.
Yep.